Sales without selling, how to get clients to come to you themselves? How to sell without selling part 1. It was 10 o'clock at night. A small entrepreneur was sitting in front of his laptop. Ads had been run, messages had been sent, and discounts had also been given, but sales were still not coming. There was a fear in his mind that perhaps business was not his cup of tea. Perhaps he didn't know how to convince people. Perhaps one has to become aggressive to win in the market. This is where the story begins. Because the real question is not how loudly you can sell. The real question is whether people consider you worth buying from. In today's digital age, the customer is smarter than before. They don't just look at the product, they look for trust. They don't just ask about the price, they want to understand whether the person in front of them truly understands their problem or not. Terry Dean's book, How to Sell Without Selling, talks about this very mindset. Its core idea is simple. Instead of pushing sales, build a marketing system where ready-to-buy clients get attracted and come on their own. Dean was not just an author who told theories. He had been active in the world of internet business since 1996 and later started explaining online marketing and sales systems to entrepreneurs through My Marketing Coach LLC. The message of this book is special for those people who are sales agents, running a startup, are in digital marketing, want to build a social media influence, or want to grow their small business online. The question is selling a natural talent? Are successful salespeople just born different? Is it always necessary to be loud, pushy, and persuasive to grow a business? Terry Dean breaks this fear. He says that good marketing is not manipulation. Good marketing guides the customer, gives value, and builds trust even before a decision is made. That is why this approach is special. In this, you do not run after the customer. Instead, you create such a message, such a story, and such an offer that the right customer starts getting pulled toward you. The world has changed. Earlier, just opening a shop and sitting there was enough. Then came the era of ads. Now it is a battle for attention, but even attention doesn't work until trust is built. Digital platforms have given an opportunity to every business, but these very platforms have also increased competition. Today a customer has thousands of options in their phone, so it is difficult to stand out by saying ordinary things. If you just say that our product is good, our service is the best, or our price is low, then for the customer, you too become part of the market crowd. The real difference is made when the customer feels that this business understands my situation. It can give a name to my pain. It is not taking my problem lightly like other people. For an average client, most businesses look the same. Everyone tells the features, counts the benefits, gives a guarantee, and in the end says buy now. Your client considers their problem unique. Even if you have seen hundreds of such cases, for them that problem is connected to their sleep, money, family, and confidence. Therefore, your approach should also be unique. Come forward not just as a seller but as a guide. The customer should feel that you are a person who walks with them in their journey. Terry Dean talks about a strategic myth to create this connection. This does not mean creating a false story, but rather telling your true journey in such a way that the customer can understand you. This story tells why you are in this work, why you chose this business, why you care about solving this problem, and how your thinking is different from others. When a customer hears your story, they don't just look at your offer. They look at your reason. And many times the reason is that very bridge that turns a stranger into a client. Your marketing money will work only when your message is different. If you say the same thing that every competitor is saying, then the customer will have no reason to remember you. Think about it, if a doctor just says that I provide treatment, it will sound ordinary. But if they say that I take diabetes patients toward a stable life by explaining lifestyle changes along with medicine, then the message becomes clear. If a financial advisor says that I get investments done, they might get lost in the crowd. But if they say that I help young families make stress-free plans for their children's education and retirement, then the niche is visible. This is the beginning of selling without selling. You do not chase the customer. You make your place, your identity, and your usefulness so clear that the right people start recognizing you. But for this, a difficult decision has to be made. The effort to please everyone has to be dropped. Because a business that is for everyone often doesn't feel special to anyone. In any market, power comes from a niche. A niche does not mean becoming small. A niche means that you understand the specific problem of a specific group better than anyone else. This very strategy is called niching down. In this, a business does not let its energy scatter. It focuses on a clear audience, a clear problem, and a clear promise. In the beginning, this feels scary. An entrepreneur thinks that if I make the audience smaller, sales will decrease. But many times, the opposite happens, because the message becomes sharp. When the message is sharp, the right customer feels that this thing was said just for me. And in marketing, this feeling is very powerful. Passion is very important here. In a niche where you are truly interested, you can survive for a long time. The customer senses your energy, honesty, and consistency. That is why Terry Dean emphasizes authenticity. Authenticity does not mean that you are perfect. It means that you do not make fake promises and truly value the customer's problem. The example of Edmund Wu is useful to explain this idea. Public information connected to his restaurant Saskatoon shows that he linked food with a specific identity and experience. In available public sources, Saskatoon restaurant in Greenville appears connected to offers like wild game, steak, fish, a lodge-style experience, and healthy/paleo meals. This thing explains the power of a niche and positioning. The real lesson is not that every restaurant should do the same. The real lesson is that when a business creates its own distinct identity, it doesn't just sell food, it sells an experience. Earlier, if a restaurant was selling generic food, the customer would compare it only on taste, price, and location. But when that same restaurant connects with a specific lifestyle or a specific food preference, the comparison changes. Then the customer asks, which option is made for people like me? At which place will my need be understood? Which brand story makes my decision easy? Here, marketing is not aggressive, it becomes magnetic. The thing that pulls the customer is not a discount, it is clarity. They understand that this offer was made for me. A busy professional does not have time for cooking. They want to eat healthy but also do not want to compromise on taste. If a business understands this very tension, then the message becomes instantly relevant. Restaurant, coaching, insurance, real estate, consulting, content creation, freelancing, this principle can work everywhere. The product can be different, but understanding the restlessness of the customer's mind is always necessary. This is the reason why selling without selling is not a trick. It is a combination of customer psychology and honest positioning. In this, you do not create demand. Instead, you give the right language to an existing desire. Now think about what a startup founder writes on their website. If they just put a service list, the visitor will probably scroll and leave. But if they start with the visitor's problem, the attention might stay. But after attention, trust is needed. After trust, value is needed. And after value, a clear next step is needed. This is what separates a marketing campaign from just a beautiful design. In the digital age, content is plenty, but useful content is scarce. People watch reels, blogs, posts, and ads, but they remember only that brand which clears the confusion in their minds in simple words. The first step is to understand the ideal client. Who is that person whom you can serve the best? More than their age, income, or city, what matters is their problem, fear, and desire. The second step is to catch their language. The customer does not think in technical words. They think, will my money get stuck? Will I get the right client? Will my health get ruined? Will my sales increase? The third step is to make your message. Let the message be such that it directly places its hand on the problem. The customer should feel that this person is speaking to truly understand my situation, not just to sell. The fourth step is to give proof. Trust is not built just by making a claim. Small results, examples, case stories, reviews, before-after situations, and helpful content give confidence to the customer. This proof does not always have to be a big figure. Many times, a simple story has a greater impact. For example, we fixed the follow-up system of a small shop owner, and their repeat customers started increasing. A good business gives value to its customer even before they buy. A free guide, checklist, short consultation, demo, educational video, or a useful post can give an experience to the customer. When you give value first, a silent question arises in the customer's mind. If the free stuff is so useful, how helpful will the paid service be? This is the clean way to reduce sales resistance. You do not apply pressure. You give the customer space to understand, trust, and make the decision themselves. Today, many businesses depend on discounts for a quick sale. But a customer comes from a discount. Loyalty does not necessarily come. Loyalty comes when the customer feels that your system is making their life easy. To attract the client, your online presence must also be consistent. The same clear message should be visible on the website, social media, emails, and videos. A confused brand loses trust. An entrepreneur will have to understand that marketing is not just putting up posts. Marketing is that bridge that makes unknown people aware, makes aware people interested, and makes interested people buyers. There is the same lesson for social media influencers too. Just followers are not enough. Followers become business value only when the audience knows for which problem you are a reliable voice. This reminder is necessary for digital marketers as well. Tools will keep changing, algorithms will keep changing, but the rule of human attention and trust does not change. If the customer feels that you are manipulating them, they will go away. But if they feel that you are helping them, they will stop to listen to your point. Therefore, selling without selling means giving respect to the customer, bringing them to a decision by making them understand, not by scaring them, not pushing them but showing them the path. But this becomes easy only when you yourself are clear. What is your niche? Who is your ideal client? What is your story? What painful problem does your offer solve? The biggest mistake of a business is that it falls in love with the product. Terry Dean's idea reminds us to love the client more than the product, because money comes from solving the client's problem. In this part, we understood that the beginning of modern sales happens not with an aggressive pitch, but with correct positioning. Before chasing the client, it has to be decided for whom your business is special. When you connect your story, passion, niche, and the customer's problem in the right words, marketing gradually becomes an identity, not just a noise. Your client then does not just ask what the price is. They ask how to get started, because they have already felt that perhaps this is the place where their problem will truly be understood. But the story does not end here, because after creating the right niche and a strong story, the next question is even bigger. After attracting the customer, how should they be turned into a buyer? In the next part, we will go into this very secret, where Terry Dean explains a formula for persuasion that does not feel like selling, but brings the customer close to a decision.
If this video has taught you something new, or if you feel this information should reach more people, don't forget to like and share the video. Your small share can become valuable and useful information for someone else. If you have any questions related to this topic, or if you would like to share your opinion with us, be sure to write in the comment box. We read every question and suggestion from you, because your feedback inspires us to create better content. And if you want to keep receiving such interesting and reliable information about business, the economy, and the world in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel GRT Business and also press the bell icon so that you get notifications of every new video directly. At GRT Business, we always strive to provide you with accurate, balanced, and reliable information. Our news and analysis are prepared based on information obtained from various news agencies, public sources, and public opinion. We make every effort to verify and validate each fact as much as possible. But in case of any possible error or dispute, the responsibility lies with the respective sources. Our only aim is to present you with a correct and trustworthy perspective so that you can understand any topic better.